Hello everyone, this is Assistant Professor Saurabh Sharma from Chandigarh Polytechnic College, Gurua, and I will be teaching the surveying one subject to the civil third semester students of diploma. So here in the next slides, I'm going to share some of the slides. Okay, so let's starting with the surveying one subject. First of all, I would like to tell you about that. What is survey one? The survey one is the all about before starting of any construction work. You need to do survey. Without surveying, you cannot start any construction work. So surveying is basically the leveling the surface of earth. Okay, or in technical term, you can say that uh, when the art of determining the relative position of objects on the surface of earth, that is also a surveying. Okay, so what is the principle behind the survey? That is the whole to part and the part to whole method that we will be discussing in the upcoming slides. Moving to the next slide. Okay, we will be covering these chapters in the surveying one subject. You will be also having the surveying two in the next semester, but before that you shall have a good command on the surveying one subject. So first of all, we will study about the introduction, then chain survey, then compass survey, and leveling and plane table survey. This chapter we will be studying in the surveying one subject. What is the importance? Why we need to do survey? Okay, see, before starting of any construction work, whether it's building, whether it's road, whether it's dam, whether it's highway, you need to of survey maps and setting out works while framing the curriculum for the subject of surveying. Stress has been given to the development of the skill in each type of survey, like chain surveying, compass surveying, leveling, that the civil engineering diploma holder will normally be called upon to perform, and the plane table surveying. Field work should be selected one so that the student can check his work and have an idea of his result, the extent of the error in the work done by him or her. So this is what all about the importance of the surveying one subject. So you need to ultimately you need to get a map. So you need to draw a map with proper scale, with proper dimensions. So you can do all that with the survey only. Okay, let's starting with the introduction again. Surveying is defined as taking a general view of by observation and measurement, determining the boundaries, size, position, quantity, condition, value, etc. of land, estates, buildings, farms, mines, etc. And finally, presenting the survey data in a suitable form. This covers the work of the valuation surveyor, the quantity surveyor, the building surveyor, the mining surveyor, and so forth, as well as the land surveyor. What do you mean by that? Okay, so surveying is just basically means you need to do the boundary, size, position, quantity, condition. You need to do all these sort of things in the survey. Another thing that you need to, how you can define the survey, is that the act of making measurement of the relative position of natural and man-made features on the earth's surface, and presentation of this information either graphically or numerically. That means you need to prepare a map, and you can prepare that graphically, and the numerically means you need to do a certain lot of calculations before the starting of any survey work. That is about the survey introduction. So next thing that we are going to discuss, that is what do you mean by the types of surveying? See, on the basis of curvature of earth, we define the types of surveying. There are two types of surveying. The first is plane survey and the second is geodetic survey. Here I will elaborate this thing in a way like that. If the area is very small, if the area is very small, like if area is less than 250 square kilometer, then you will call it as plane surveying. And also, if the curvature of earth is not considered in the survey, that will be a part of plane survey. Okay, so when the curvature of earth is considered, then it will be a geodetic survey. When the curvature of earth is not considered, then it will be plane survey. So you need to consider the things like the curvature of earth. If you are considering it, then it becomes the geodetic survey. If you are not considering the curvature of earth, then it becomes the plane survey. One more difference, that is the area of the geodetic survey is greater than 250 square kilometer. Moving to the next slide. Okay, the next is the classification that is based on the instrument used. What sort of the instrument that we use in the survey? As I told you, the chain survey. In chain survey, we have the 20-meter or the 30-meter chain. Okay, and also before moving further, we need to know about the various dimension scales that I will tell you. Also, all of you students can also write down these values, like the 1 meter is equal to the 100 centimeter, 1 centimeter is equal to the 10 mm, 1 inch is equal to the 2.54 centimeter, and then 1 meter is equal to the 3.28 feet. And these are the very important scale dimensions that you need to remember. You can write it down on your notebook, so that in future, when we will be doing the survey, when we will be measuring the ground area by tape or by chain, then it will help you a lot in doing that time. So classification of survey. The instrument, what sort of the instrument used? If I told you, like the chain survey, that is the first instrument. Then we have the compass survey, and then we have theodolite survey. Then we have the another sort of tachometry survey. These sort of the instrument are used in the classification of surveying. And classification based on the surface and the area surveyed. Okay, so what do you mean by the surface and the area surveyed? Like the land survey. Okay, the land survey is usually done like the what sort of the land you have. Like you have the plain area like Punjab, or you have the hilly area like the Himachal. These are the things that you need to know. Okay, in case of the land surface or the type of the area, the weather condition also matters a lot. Like in the hilly area, like in the Punjab, the weather conditions are different. The in hilly areas, the weather conditions are different. So like that. So next is the classification based on the method used. So method, what sort of the method we use? Like in the chain survey, we use the direct method and indirect method. Okay. And in the compass survey, we have the prismatic compass and the surveyor compass. In plane table survey, the further we have the 4 types of method that are being used in this classification based on the methods. And the next is the basic principle in surveying. The basic principle in the surveying, that is from whole to part. That means you are going to do work. You have a proper boundary of a, like first of all, you have a plot. After getting that proper boundary of a plot, you then divide that particular plot into further rooms, kitchen or washroom and this things like that. Only then you get the particular plan. So here it is written that it is a fundamental rule to always work from whole to part. This implies a precise control surveying as the first consideration, followed by the subsidiary detailed surveying. The surveying principle involves laying down an overall system whose system of stations whose positions are fixed to a fairly high degree of accuracy as control, and then the survey of details between the control points may be added on the frame by less elaborate methods. Once the overall size has been determined, the smaller areas can be surveyed in the knowledge that they must put into the confines of the main overall frame. Like I told you before, you have the boundary, and after getting that boundary, the further you can divide that area into smaller area, which will make you a plan or a proper map. The next is the surveying based on the simple fundamental principles which should be taken into consideration to enable one gets good results. So this was all about the working from whole to part that we have covered, as I told you before. And the next is that was from part to whole. From part to whole, usually we don't use the part to whole method. We are preferring only the whole to part method because this is the suitable and the good method. After covering the introduction, we are moving to the chapter 2, that is the chain survey, which is very important chapter in this survey. This is the simplest and oldest form of land surveying of an area using linear measurement only. Okay, you are going to measure the ground. You are going to have the linear distance of the ground with the help of chain. Okay, so with chain, you have the proper distance of ground, and the size of the chain, that is 20 meter and 30 meter. And what is the principle of chain survey? I would like to tell you that the principle of chain survey is the triangulation method. Okay, so you need to know about the triangulation. What is triangulation method? Like, you must have studied about the Pythagoras theorem, that is perpendicular base and hypotenuse. So after getting the triangle, you get the whole area of the that particular ground. Like the principle of chain survey is triangulation. This means that the area to be surveyed is divided into a number of small triangles which should be well conditioned. The well conditioned, what do you mean by the well conditioned triangle? जैसे आपने देखा होगा the well conditioned triangle, जिनका एंगल 30 that is between 30 degree to 120 degree. अगर कोई भी ट्रायंगल जिसका एंगल 30 डिग्री से 120 डिग्री के बीच आ रहा है तो दैट इज अ चेन वेल कंडीशन ट्रायंगल. अगर एंगल लेस देन 30 डिग्री एंड मोर देन 120 डिग्री आ रहा है तो वो केस है, तो वो वाला केस है नॉट वेल कंडीशन ट्रायंगल. Okay, so in case of floating triangles, there are no angular measurement. As in case of chain survey, you are doing only linear measurement. There is no angular measurement involved in the chain survey. What are the equipments that are used in the chain survey? I would like to tell you a chain may be of 20 meter or 30 meter, a steel band means a tape may be cloth tape, a metallic tape or invert tape. So the next is the linear tape, and the length of the tape that can be 3 meter, 5 meter for the metallic tape, and 50 feet and 100 feet for the cloth tape. And the next thing, those used for slope angle measurement and for measuring right angle, that is Abnell level, clinometer, cross staff, and the optical square. And the other items are the ranging rod or poles, arrows, and pegs that are very important that we need to know. In the next slide, I am going to show you the images of all these equipments. Okay, so this is a chain that you are going to use on the ground. The length of the chain is 20 meter to 30 meter, and it is made up of the links. Okay, and there are the various brass tallies are like after 1 meter, after 5 meter, after 10 meter available for getting the proper calculation. To avoid confusion in reading, chains are marked similarly from both ends. And one of the most important thing that I would like to tell you, that you need to add, like this is the handle, this handle is made up of the brass, and you will include the length of chain with the handle. Without including the handle length, you cannot do the chain survey. Here further more types of the chain survey, like you can see this one. This is Gunter's chain. Here is the tape. This is tape, and this is the wooden peg. What is peg? For marking the station, this wooden peg is used. The length of this wooden peg is, total length is 25 centimeter, and the 15 centimeter portion is above, that is rectangular portion on which you mark the center of, or you can do the station marking on this wooden peg. And this pointed edge is inserted into the ground, which length is 10 centimeter. So the total length of the wooden peg is 25 centimeter. And what is the length of the ranging? Here is the ranging rod. A ranging rod may be of white and red color or black and white color. So the length of ranging rod is 3 meter usually. Next is the survey station. What are the survey stations? The survey stations are the point at the beginning and the end of a chain line. Okay, when you are starting a chain line or the ending of at any chain line, the survey stations, or the at the ending of any chain line, the survey stations are used. What sort of the main station? The stations we have: the main station, the subsidiary station, and the tie stations. These three types of the station we have. What is baseline? The longest line in any framework of the survey, that is the baseline. The longest line is known as the baseline. The check line, the line joining the apex point of a triangle to some fixed point on its base, is known as a check line. Offset, the lateral measurement taken from an object to the chain line, is known as offset. Perpendicular offset, there are two types of offset: perpendicular offset and oblique offset. If you are having the offset in right angle, that means in 90 degree, that is a perpendicular offset. If you are having the offset in any another angle except the right angle, then it is a type of oblique offset. Here is the oblique offset. And the next is degree of accuracy. Before starting the any survey work, you need to do the scale measuring. I told you the scale reading, like 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, 1 centimeter is equal to the 10 mm, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 mm, and this so on. And then last was the and the more thing that we need to know, the permissible error in floating. Cleaned and steel tapes should be dried and wiped with an oily rag. A piece of colored cloth should be tied to the arrow. The length of the arrow is usually 40 centimeter. You can write it down, the length of arrow, and the arrow is used to hold the chain on the ground. Ranging rod should be erected as vertical. The ranging should be properly vertical, so that the exact line of sight you can obtain. The operating tension and the temperature for which steel bands tapes are graduated should be indicated. Linen tapes should be frequently tested for length and always after repairs. Always keep tapes reeled up when not in use. These are the precautions that you need to know during chain survey. So here we go with all of these slides, and the last one is the books that I will recommend. You can purchase the CL Kocher book, and the next is the BC Punya. I will refer you the both books, and you can read any of these two books. It's up to your interest, and rest you will also get the notes from my side and the various video links and the presentations as well. Thank you so much. For any query, you can contact me. Thanks a lot.